Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon. I'm replacing Pierre, who could not make it today. But I have to say that I'm very happy to be here. I thought that the presentation given by the member of the European Parliament was clear, despite he was saying that his English was not good. I think that was very clear. And also I know Jan since long, and I was not surprised to hear what he said. So I had only a few hours to prepare myself for today, so I hope that I don't say too many stupid things. But so how I structured my presentation was, first of all, to say what are the issues that we look into it now in the field of innovation. Also something on cards, taking into account that the regulation is already there, the interchange fee regulation, but I want to make some remarks about the field of cards and finalize with something regarding security. Let's say about innovation. Where do we stand with innovation? We have now the SEPA instruments, thanks to the European Commission regulating the work made by the European Payments Council, which is the SEPA credit transfer and SEPA direct debit. This became part of the regulation, and we have 2 European instruments for credit transfer and direct debit. This is very good. This is very good, and we have been supporting this from the beginning. In fact, if I'm not wrong, we started the debate about the need of an end-day regulation, and before we were seen a little bit as the strange people from the ECB coming with these ideas, but I think that was very good that at the end the European Commission took over this idea too, and they implemented this regulation. But where do we stand with innovation? The issue is that what we got with these 2 instruments, which is standardization and harmonization, is not happening in the field of innovation. The member of the European Parliament was mentioning his Swedish experience, and it's true. It's true. You have an account in Sweden, and you can transfer money from one account to another using the mobile phone. This is perfect. But if you want even to transfer between Sweden and Denmark, this is not working. And what can I say about Italy and France or Germany and Belgium? It's not working at all. So we have these very good developments, but they are still very much fragmented. This is because we thought that in the context of the Euro Retail Payments Board, I don't know if you are familiar with the Euro Retail Payments Board, is the body that has been set up by the European Central Bank. It's chaired by our board member, Mr. Yves Mersch. And we thought that innovation should be one of our priorities. And this is what we have been doing. We had the second meeting late last year, and we set up 2 working groups, one dealing with contactless and another one dealing with peer-to-peer mobile payments. We didn't set up a working group, but we asked the EPC to work together with the supply side on instant payments. What is the objective of these 3 activities? Is to get rid of fragmentation. And this is what we are going, or the working groups of the Euro Retail Payments Board are going to address. How we can get such products at European level. So those are the 2 working groups, contactless and the peer-to-peer mobile payments and the work on instant payments. So we think that, and in particular, I have to say that in the field of instant payments, we have a very clear approach that we call the layer approach. We discussed this even with the market in the Euro Retail Payments Board, with the supply and the demand side, where we see that there is a layer that is the interface with the user, and there are 2 other layers that they are clearing and the settlement. What we are checking now, and we expect to get now from the market, what are they going to do in the first and possibly the second layer, and how the central bank community can support on the 3rd layer, which is the settlement. I talked to you before about what is happening in the US. A big event last week, a webcast with the Governor Powell, the president of the Research Board of Kansas City, also showing the importance of having this kind of new developments, in particular instant payments. So I think that these are issues which are very high in the agenda of the European Central Bank at the time being. On cards, yes, on cards, we believe that that the interchange fee regulation and the PSD2 are a very good basis, and we are very supportive. On interchange fee, we have no mandate. This is an issue for competition authorities, but what we were asking since long is harmonization, harmonization, harmonization. On this front, I have to say that the results are good, could have been better, because still some freedom is left to the member states to play a little bit with the interchange fees. But anyhow, let's not be pessimistic, and let's be positive about the clarity brought by the interchange fee regulation. And now about the Payment Services Directive, certainly is a good thing. So we, the ECB, we are, in our legal opinion, we welcome both initiatives from the European Commission, and I'm not going to say now that we are not happy with those initiatives, because in fact we are very happy with those two initiatives. So we expect the PSD2, where I don't know if you, Jan, will be there present, but the member of the European Parliament and others will come with quick results, and we have the PSD, because I can tell you that I'm getting sick of all this debate about the Payment Services Directive. So we would like that this is going to be addressed in some time. But often I discuss, even with some colleagues, now we are unemployed, because now that the interchange fee regulation is there and the PSD2 will be there, so we can retire. And I have still some years to retire, but anyhow. But my response to this is not. We cannot retire. And why? As I said before, we have all these issues related to innovation, but even in the field of cards, there are things that remain to be done. Standardization, very important. The card stakeholder group, which is very much managed by the European Payment Council, but also by the merchant side, where you have all relevant players are working on standards. We support this work. We even have been asking, in the context of the Euro Retail Payments Board, to come with a concrete timeline. When are they going to implement what they are doing? Or if not, what are the problems, what are the barriers that they are confronted with? We expect that the card stakeholder group will come on to us on this. And also we think that in the context of card payments, we expect something that we call the cards processing framework, that we don't have this silo approach where in the processing side there is very little competition. This is our understanding. We have been promoting this. Is often mentioned by the European Central Bank, and is one also of our priorities, of course, hoping that the market will deliver. If you want to know more things about what we want in the field of cards, we published a report in April 2014 where we say all these kind of aspects. But let me say again that I think that what has been delivered in the interchange fee regulation and the PSD2 is very much in line with our objectives. So the interchange fee regulation, in fact, should not be called interchange fee regulation. It should be a cards regulation, because what is very important there is not the interchange fee, which is crucial, but it's also the business rules that you are addressing in the regulation. So, and we are very happy of this. Let me say something about security. Security is something that the PSD2 is addressing now currently. We are happy about this too, because we hope that this will establish a minimum level of security, which in some way will cover everything. Will cover mobile, will cover internet and card payments. We welcome this, because in fact we are in favor of harmonization, but we are also, not the division in which I'm working, but the colleagues of oversight, they are very interested to have a secure payments environment. So this is something that is very important for us. But what is very important is that those requirements are technology neutral. What we would not like is that suddenly we have requirements depending on the technology. I think that at the end, security should be the same independently of the technology is being used. So I would like to say that, and this is also very important, you mentioned it before, Jean, in the PSD2, and it's also related to security, what we call the third-party providers. I think that this is a very good piece is a very good piece. But third-party providers should also have a secure environment. This is very important. This is very important, and I'm sure that the third-party providers that will enter into this field will also be convinced that this is also very important also for them. So some issues, not only the security, also liability issues and so on, need to be addressed. And last but not least, we think that it's very important that now the EBA, also in close cooperation with the ECB, is elaborating guidelines and regulatory technical standards according to the mandates of the PSD2. They are working on it. The 4 working groups have been established. I will not go through the 4 working groups because they are quite technical, but I think that is a very good development. So summing up, a lot of things have been done. I think that the European Commission with the proposal and the current interchange-free regulation it has been agreed, and we hope that the PSD2 will bring a lot of certainty, but doesn't mean that we are going to be unemployed for the next or the years to come. So I was asked to speak 10 minutes. I hope that I was.
Thank you very much, Paco.
Thank you very much.